y'all. Thank you for tuning in to We Talk Weeklies After the Talk on WPPM LP Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is one of the hottest radio shows that talks Charles's favorite segment, love and relationships. Whatever. Gives the good news and the bad news. And, of course, the latest in entertainment news with the sizzle.
Dope. Yeah. So make sure you keep it locked to We Talk Weeklies After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 106.5 FM.
Woo! What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful. Come on, classy lady Spark.
Mic check.
There we
one.
go, right there.
See,
There you go.
that's
That's
the
your
one.
mic right there.
All right, cool.
That's your mic.
That's
There
all
we
right.
go.
All
There
right,
we
cool. There we go.
All right, so this your boy Charles Gregory, man. We got a jam-packed show today, man. We already 7:06 into the hour. We having a great time today. We got a great interview. That's someone with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I got to tell you about how this gentleman and I met. I'm gonna have him tell the story. He tells it better than I do, right? And the storyteller. How about that, right? And so he has a lot of things going on, and I'm super proud of this guy because he's been working hard, pushing and overcoming adversity. So shout out to this gentleman. Of course, we got the sizzle. We got some good news and bad news. But before we go into that, you know, I got to ask the ladies, how was your day? How was your day?
I've been having some good days. Like, I've been having some pretty good. I can't hear myself.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I've been having some pretty good Tuesdays.
Especially today, Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm having a really good Tuesday today.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Why you think I'm having a good Tuesday?
I don't know. Why you having a good Tuesday?
Because this is
You say it.
this is our 100th episode.
Woo!
Yes.
We talk weekly.
Yes.
Right.
There
Yes.
you go. All day.
Come a
You
long
know, it's one of those
way.
things. You came a long way,
long way.
man.
It was all a dream.
100. You know, you got to say 100 with ends. 100. IT. 100. Now 100 episode 100. Listen, man, this is crazy. We've been grinding, man. The grind is real, man. It's one thing. So shout out to y'all. Congratulations to you, Sizzle. Congratulations, Lady Yusta. Congratulations, Classy Lady Spark. Even our super sensational social media sister. Congratulations to you. We've been grinding. Thank you for
Mr. Charles.
Oh
Gregory.
man, I just appreciate y'all riding with me.
That's right.
You know
we
what
would
I'm
not
saying?
be here without you.
Oh man, we here together.
Ride together, we die together.
Ride and die together. That's what I'm talking about,
We
man.
appreciate you.
I appreciate your back. You already know that. So you know what? Class Lady Spark, why don't you tell me how your day was?
Same. I'm on the same vibe as Sizzle. Like I'm feeling real good. A lot go into 100 shows. 100. So it's a lot of grind. I'm feeling good.
No doubt. So what you got coming for me? What you got?
Oh, my good news.
There we go.
All right, here we go. We got some good news. I'm going to give it to you first.
Hold on.
It's time for a cultural shift on how men and boys treat women and girls. In lieu of the hip-hop culture or athletes with locker talk, how are we raising our young men? Michael Rickard, psychologist, said the Me Too movement has changed the way people raise boys dramatically, but it's done it in a very positive way. As the Me Too movement works to give women and girls a greater voice, it's also bringing new attention to how our boys are raised and the pressure that they face. Rickard is sharing how parents and communities can help raise compassionate and strong boys and get it right the first time. He has a new book called How to Raise a Boy: The Power of Connection to Build Good Men. The basic understanding of boys' nature is off base. I think we don't really perceive them as rational and emotional creatures, Michael Rickard said on Tuesday on CBS This Morning. His advice for parents is to put aside those anxieties or concerns about parenting boys and simply follow their lead, indicating to them that we love them and we're here for them. The Miami Heat star Dwayne Wade shared his support publicly for his 11-year-old son who appeared Sunday at the annual Miami Beach Pride. That's a part of just showing we're there for you. We love you. He said, we support each other with pride, and Wade wrote on Instagram over a photo of his son. Michael Rickard, whose office is in Ballard Kenwood, area off of Philadelphia states that we need to get away from the cultural norms like be tough, man up, what you crying for. It's conditions that boys get cut them off from their human nature, particularly in relationships. So
okay, I find it interesting. I always just believe that you can't, tell somebody else how they feel about the children that they're raising unless it's detrimental. So if that lifestyle is being detrimental to especially our female counterparts, our sisters, then definitely we need to make more change. We need to do some change, but at the very least be more accepting.
But I think now they're getting away from, if you're a boy, you got to automatically wear a blue or this or that. They're saying it more, but that wasn't the norm at one point. That's why they're saying cultural norms is taking a shift.
Right.
So, all right, here's some bad news. Keep the same energy. Justice means fair treatment, lack of prejudice, impartiality, and it's just to name a few. Back in 2011, Tanya McDowell, a homeless Bridgeport, Connecticut mom, was arrested and charged with first-degree larceny for enrolling her then 5-year-old son to a school in a neighboring community. McDowell said that she and her son were able to sleep in an apartment in Bridgeport at night, but during the day they had to leave in order to, for him to go to school. So they lived in vans and shelters. Or how about in Ohio, Kelly Williams Bowler, who was charged for lying about her residency to get her child into a better school. She had to pay a restitution fine of $30,000, and when she didn't pay, they sent her to jail. So let's have that same energy for Felicity Huffman from Desperate Housewives and Lori Loughlin from Full House, who are among dozens of celebrities who have been charged in a college bribery scandal. These rich and powerful people work with companies to cheat the system, such as bribing on college entrance exams, using charitable organizations to conceal bribery payments, submitting falsified applications for admission that contain fraudulent grades, scores, awards in athletics, and fraudulently obtaining fake grades and scores. It's crazy how these people who are putting their children in these elite colleges where you got mothers who did it just to get them out the neighborhood. They're not lying on entrance exams. So I'm just saying, keep that same energy when you're when they go to trial for Loughlin and for all these other celebrities. Keep the same energy.
I know that's right.
Hopefully, but we all know that when you're of a certain race or demographic class status, you don't always it isn't always fair. Just put it
that's
like
why
that,
I put up there that
like
justice is supposed to be fair.
It's supposed to be justice fair is more that justice is blind. That I don't know if you've seen that little statue with the got the scales and she got a blindfold on. That's what's supposed to happen. Justice is supposed to be blind, no matter what color, creed, nationality, gender, however you identify. It doesn't matter. It's supposed to be blind. So if it targets specific individuals that disenfranchise them, then you need to adjust that system. Period. Point blank in the story. No rap about it.
Do y'all think that they're going to have to do time?
Yeah, what? They better. No question.
Right. We'll see.
No question.
All right.
They better.
We'll have a follow-up.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that was your good news, bad news.
And that was your good news and bad news, ladies and gentlemen. This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful
Classy ladies.
Lady at Stop. What we got coming up next?
Coming up right now, we got DJ Khaled to the max featuring our boy Charles Gregory's favorite person, Drake.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned in to one of the hottest talk shows in the nation, We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.
DJ Khaled.
Yes, watch how you speak on my name.
We the best.
When you say We Talk Weekly, make sure you put the 100 on it.
100, we the best.
Boss.
100th episode. Let me tell you something, man. It is what it is. I told you, if you ain't there, you a square, because we everywhere when you ain't never there. You dig? This your boy Charles Greg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Sizzle. What we got coming up next?
We got the Sizzle. Yes, sir.
There we go.
So sad news for Solange fans. Less than a week before Solange was scheduled to perform at Coachella this weekend, she canceled her performance due to major production delays. That's what they're saying. So the festival had tweeted she sends her sincerest apologies and looks forward to performing at Coachella in the future. Of course, her fans are upset, and they tweeted back how they were disappointed because she was the only performance that they were looking for. They were looking forward to seeing her perform. So, yeah, you know, she recently dropped her album When I Get Home, which I'm sure fans were probably trying to see. But, you know, hopefully things will work out and she'll be touring soon or something like that, you know.
I respect that though, because it's like, if it ain't right, then don't do it at
Yes,
all. It ain't no point in going out there if you ain't ready and everything
exactly.
messed up and stuff don't sound right, stuff don't look
Yes.
right. Ain't no point making a fool of yourself.
Yes. How many artists you know got up there and their stuff was jacked and they got clowned?
Yeah. Then,
Yes,
then
for
you
some
know, you
lip
gonna never let that
syncing-
down.
Yes, like a lip sync scandal or something.
I know, right? Milli Vanilli back in the day,
Yes,
boy.
they came
Yeah,
from
man.
Mariah a couple times, but you know, leave that alone. So singer R. Kelly, you know, I'm calling him the OJ of R&B. So he did a 10-second performance at a nightclub in Springfield, Illinois. And according to TMZ, R. Kelly was paid $22,000 just to show his face at the Dirty South Lounge and hang out for an hour.
That's crazy.
So R. Kelly basically, he sang the intro to his song Bump and Grind before he handed the mic back.
I don't think nothing wrong.
Well, the intro part.
Oh, I don't remember that. John.
Yeah.
I feel no that
Yeah.
that one,
Oh, no, not that one.
that's a different song.
Yeah. He like when he do that long run.
I don't know.
No, I think that was 12 play. I was about to sing.
Well, what's the
Go ahead.
story?
What is
Yeah,
it?
we be thinking about that forever.
Yeah. Because I did watch the clip when he sang it. I can't even remember the song. That's a darn shame. But maybe about 50 people were there. It was a small crowd. And prior to R. Kelly's paid gig, he took to Instagram to basically send a message to the media. And he's like, look, when y'all see me up in the club sipping on his drink and chilling, just stall him out. Because he like, this is how I got to make my money. Take it easy on me. So, yes.
Be easy.
Yes, I was surprised he got that gig, but whatever.
Man.
So finally, moving right along to my last story. Rapper Kodak Black, he's under fire after comments he made to Lauren London, the fiance of rapper, the late great Nipsey Hussle. So a little bit backstory. Kodak Black took the Instagram Live, if those of you who haven't heard it. And he's seen hanging out with friends, and he starts talking about Lauren London, and he's saying that's baby. She's getting ready to be a whole widow now. He would be the best man he could. He said a couple things. He would be the best man he could be for her. He'll give her a year of crying and stuff. And yes, and then he's like, she could also call my line. So of course, after the backlash started to kind of kick off, Kodak he tried to issue an apology. So for those of you who didn't see his apology, it really wasn't an apology at all. He starts off saying like, if I disrespected you,
Hold on, you gotta check. Hold on, let me turn this down. Go ahead. I go.
If I disrespected you, Lauren London, in any way, any shape or form, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And then he was like, even though I didn't.
Drawn. He just took everything back. When he did
I
that.
know, right?
Drawn.
And then he was like, and rest in peace to Dude. Y'all already know what I said. I said Dude encouraged me to do stuff. I'm sorry. I got roots in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Shout out to Fayetteville. My family from there.
Fayetteville.
Yes. But he was like, y'all already know what I said. I said Dude encouraged me to do stuff for the community. Then he goes into saying like, everybody who's trying to lowboy him on the internet, they can hit my line. those who, and it was people, I guess he was referring to other people that checked him, which was like T.I. T.I. said something. The game came for him.
Game came hard at him.
Yes.
Because right is right and wrong is wrong.
Exactly.
And it's not never what you do. It's always how you do it. And
How
the time
you
I place
do
for
it.
everything. And now ain't the time, bruh. Like, chill.
Right, chill.
You out of line. No matter which way you want to spin it, any way, shape, or form, you're dead wrong right now.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And the problem I have, and speaking on behalf of the gentlemen that are, I want to say pseudo taking up for him, or in his defense saying that he's young and he probably just don't get it in where they come from. Some people are saying that they kind of would have said the same thing when you're in that age bracket, right? But no. Certain thing, it doesn't matter how young
Even
you are.
if you think it,
Yep.
you don't
Exactly.
say it.
Exactly.
Right. He was on his own Instagram live saying that, just talking reckless. But he has a history of talking reckless. He has a history of talking reckless. And Big Boy from 92.3, The Real, in L.A., he came at Kodak pretty heavy. If y'all, it was a long Instagram post and comment, and he was basically saying like he disrespected King Nipsey and Queen Lauren. That's where he draws the line. He was like hip hop has gotten pretty disrespectful lately, anyway, and we have to put a shield around Lauren London. And he's saying that Kodak needs to be held accountable.
Absolutely.
And according to TMZ, Justin Credible from Power 106. Wait, no, I'm getting two stations mixed up, but Power 106 in LA. He said in a tweet that the station was appalled by the disrespectful and poor comments, and they are no longer playing Kodak's music.
Yeah, that's one of those things that everybody can kind of come to a consensus and say, "Yo, that was wrong." Period.
Right.
It ain't no ifs and buts about it. It's no explaining it away. It's even when you're at a certain age, you touch fire, you get burnt.
Right.
There's certain things that you learn, right? But it's certain things that you do to see. To a degree, you shoot your shot, and you see how far you can get with certain things that you do. And he has been getting away with a lot of different things, just like what's her name? Not Lil Mama. Young and May. He said some real disrespectful things about Young and May, about her gender, and I'll turn you back and all this other kind. It's like, come on, it came at Lil. It's kind, it gets to the point where I get the dissing stuff, because dissing has been going on for a long time, from LL Cool J and Kumo D and all these other people all the way back in the day. I mean, I took it back because this is the culture. We part of the culture,
right?
So dissing, I get it. But, even with that, it stopped at a certain place. If somebody passed away, died, you kind of leave certain stuff. I'll just take it to your mama. In school, in high school, in grade school. Oh, your mom's so ugly. Everybody does this stuff.
Right. But if somebody like my mom died,
they be like,
oh, I'm sorry.
Certain things you just stay away from. So, no, he don't get it passed. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
But Charlamagne the God, he gave him the Donkey of the Day on
Breakfast
Breakfast
As he should.
Club.
So absolutely.
Well, he kind of put a different, shed it in a different light, because he was basically saying like people are more mad that he disrespected Nip than him disrespecting Lauren.
Nah.
And he was like, people been disrespecting women in the hip hop culture for like ages. And he was like, that's been going on for a long time. And he said also that they should have checked Kodak Black offline rather than them checking him online and just making the situation escalate. I agree to a degree, and that degree is you went online to be disrespectful, so you get checked online. Kind of when you cut up in school, your mama
come right in the class. Oh, you want to do this in front of your friends? Let me show you what happened in front of your friends. No, he doesn't get it passed. No. And no, equally, I mean, you talking about Nipsey Hussle, like I get where Charlamagne kind of like, yes, because I do get that. She was disrespected also. This man lost his life.
Yes.
Period. He was a father. He was a friend. He was a community activist. He was the backbone to the community. And I had the opportunity to see his mother. I mean, or hear what his mother said also.
Right.
And it's kind of like, I won't go there, but I'm gonna say no. Point blank in the story, he did wrong. I don't feel bad for him. He need to be checked. I don't care if it was online or not. And if this was later on, if this was like during kind of like the Tupac era, I guess somebody would have just smacked him. Period.
Right.
Hey, that might happen because
Exactly.
Like that's what it should.
Right, they told him don't come to lay low from LA for a while
As he
because
should.
they don't play about that stuff.
Right.
But rest in peace to Nip.
Yeah.
Yeah, his memorial service is going to be Thursday at the Staples Center.
But see, that's my thing. It's like Charles was saying, it's not about who was disrespected more, him or her.
Yeah.
They both were disrespected. He
Yeah.
disrespected their union. This man ain't even in
Yes.
the ground yet.
Yep.
Right.
Are you
come
kidding
on.
me?
Exactly.
Who does that?
Exactly.
Who does this?
Exactly.
Like the term too soon is an understatement right now. You
Yes.
know what I mean? This is
Yes.
way beyond too soon. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
yes.
It's just wrong.
Yes. And
Point
even
blank,
somebody else was
period.
like, this to close it out. Somebody else was like, well, other people, because he was trying to say like, oh, somebody else probably gonna come at her anyway, but nobody's gonna get on an Instagram live and say that. Like you might say it to your
Exactly.
homie,
Nobody's
like,
gonna be
"Dag, I might shoot my
disrespectful
shot."
like you.
Yeah, exactly. It's no condoning that at
There
all.
you go.
And
No pass.
Yes.
No pass. And the more you try to, that's why I said no disrespect to Charlemagne, but the more you try to even divide who was disrespected most takes away from how heavy and how disrespectful the disrespect was in the first place.
Right.
Don't separate. Oh, what about lunch? No, they were family. They're a unit already.
Right.
It's no
That's a
division.
union. That's
It was
right.
disrespectful. Period. Let's address the disrespect.
Right.
Charlemagne kick rocks.
That was the sizzle.
Yes, I'm your girl Lauren Sizzle, and that was the Sizzle.
And that was your sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. This your boy Charles Gray with the beautiful.
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Man, this is We Talk Weekly. After the talk, and we going in. We got a dynamic. So I don't want y'all to go anywhere. I want y'all to stay there. Stay clear, because we got some information and a great interview that's coming up, lady. Stop. What we got coming up next?
We got some Nipsey Hussle coming up for you right now.
There we go. Holla at me.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned into one of the hottest talk shows in the nation. We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.
Woo! What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gray with the beautiful.
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful. Classy Lady Sparkle is definitely in the building, man. And we have someone with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Listen, when I tell you that this gentleman have a dynamic story, man, it's just a great story. But before we get into that, right, and we talk a little bit about, what happened, how we met, right? Because he always, to me, I think he tells the story better than I do, right? And so before we get into that, you want to introduce this young gentleman right here.
So we have Mr. Damon Feldman. He became the Jewish Rocky when he was 9 years old, and he got his first taste of the celebrity spotlight when he was featured in the August 15th, 1983 issue of Sports Illustrated. He was in the glossy pages of the famous sports magazine, telling the world about this kid from Broomall, PA, scored a second-round knockout to win the Philadelphia Junior Olympic boxing title in the 13 and under 112-pound class.
That's because you want yes, because he has an extensive bio. You want
me to? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You can say that last piece because I think that's important. And then
he had been boxing since age 5, and he had an 8-1 record with 2 KOs.
As an amateur.
As an amateur.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Professional.
professional. It's all
Yes.
good because listen, when you talk his background and the people he knows and everything. So first of all, welcome to the show, my brother.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here, man. But before we go into that, you gotta tell. Why don't you tell everybody how we met? You tell it better than me.
This could be actually a famous story. It's just so I was gonna I was at lunch. I was gonna go somewhere else, and I was like, let me just go to Panera Bread. I walked in there. Sat down. I was like, this guy's doing all this computer stuff. I was like, hey, what's up, my man? I was like, man, you look like you really do some great stuff. Are you doing a podcast? And he just started telling everything he did. And I just thought the guy was phenomenal because he was like doing it all right at the lunch table. You know what I mean? And he was just, I just really get into that type stuff. And like guys that are really into that film because that's what I'm into now. And he's an amazing guy. So.
And I felt the same way. We clicked automatically. We just started having a conversation like we knew each other. What's up, bro? What's good? How you doing?
Definitely,
and all that old good old stuff. So I thought that was amazing, man. So welcome to the show, my brother. Again.
Thank you.
So let's start from the beginning, man. You've been boxing since you was right out the chute, pretty much. What got you into that?
Well, my dad was he trained 6 world champions, and I had a crazy life, and I just so how it happened was my mom was brutally attacked, and she became a quadriplegic in a wheelchair. Someone broke her neck.
I'm sorry.
And then my dad started training fighters, and he brought in Anthony Two Gun Fletcher and Frank the Animal Fletcher, which Lauren is it's really so crazy just talking about it because. So what people don't understand is Frank the Animal Fletcher and Anthony Two Gun Fletcher, when my mom wasn't there, my dad raised us after living with 3 different families. 10 years old on, my dad raised us, and Animal Fletcher and Two Gun Fletcher always made sure we had dinner on the table. They took us out to sporting things I had to go to, anything, it's just amazing, you know what I mean? And it's like sort of heartwarming because I see things like I never see color or anything in my life. I don't even want to, I feel weird even saying that. You know what I mean?
It's a reality.
The bottom line is it's these guys raised me and helped my life out. And seeing unfortunately Frank is not doing that well, and Anthony, it's really sad because, he really doesn't deserve this, and this story has to be told because the reason he is on death row is because he would have got 20 years and he basically wanted to fight the case. And how it happened was it was over a drug thing. So you get a little time. Right. But it was a scuffle. He shot the guy. The guy died, but the reason the guy died is because he couldn't get a blood transfusion, which a lot of people don't understand because it's the family of Jehovah's Witnesses. And it's a real big story there because it's really, really, I'm really fighting for this though because I've been interviewing with a couple of people now that try to do that. Anyway, just as far as my career, they're phenomenal. My dad raised us. My mom was in a wheelchair, quadriplegic in a wheelchair. I just fell in love with boxing, seeing Anthony and Frank on the gyms with them, and when I was a baby, and I loved it, man. All I wanted to do is be world champion. I wanted to give my dad a championship belt, and I just love it. I loved it.
No doubt. Interesting. And so when you talk about, you kind of like fighting, how hard was it just kind of coming up? Because, I mean, your mother, admittedly was ill, and I'm sure you was taking care of her, and then the relationship was bad and toxic, and you being in communities where you gotta pretty much fight every day. How was that? How was your growth going up, especially as a youngster?
I didn't take care of my mom. My mom actually had to go away for rehabilitation because she was really quadriplegic. It was just crazy. I think about it now, this woman couldn't even move for 30 some years. You know what I mean? And it just, but I live with all these different families that help, because my dad wanted us to be around like a family atmosphere. Right. And then Frank and Anthony was involved when my dad raised us. Just basically, I mean, it was all part of life, man. I couldn't tell it then, but now I look back, I'm like, wow, man, it was something else. And how I really understood all this, I hit a brick wall and I spent 13 months in jail. Yeah.
Wow. So you let's just dive in that just a little bit because I don't want to revisit kind of like the past. How was that time? Like you going through that episode? What caused you to go into jail and then being incarcerated?
Listen, I'm very upfront with it. I was was going through a depression point. I don't make excuses, but
Understood.
I was drinking like a real idiot, and I got in a fight with my girlfriend that night, and just things got out of control, and I really honestly I was so messed up I don't remember, but I haven't had a drink since that night. I don't drink at all. You know what I mean? Like, it just woke me up in life. I have kids, and I know jail's always, for some reason, everybody likes to hear about jail. So I never been to jail, like, other than I had a DUI and I did weekends. So bottom line is spending that time when they sent me pictures of my children, and I cried every day in jail, and it just made me think. And then I was like, because I really got, long sentence, but I was like looking at it like I spent the time in there for the person that did it to my mom, and that person got off free. So listen, I didn't expect to get off free, man. I deserve to have paid the price.
Right.
You know what I did? It was terrible. You know what I mean? Like, I never touched a woman in my life. I never. I feel embarrassed just sitting here with all you ladies, and it's just that I had to, even say this, but it's very tough for me. But bottom line is, it's all about making mistakes and come better. And luckily, nobody was seriously hurt, and I am so sorry. And
well, the important thing is that when you make a mistake, you learn from it, and then you move on, you grow, not continue to make the same mistake.
100%. You saying that is just amazing, because I don't look back. I don't even remember the time in there, and it's just so I was there 6 months. I'm like, what the hell, man? How long am I going to be in here? I've never been in jail. It was like crazy, but it was the learning experience of a lifetime. It's therapy in there. It just helps you. So when I was sentenced, I was like, man, 6 more months. This is crazy. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I just said, you know what? I got a little pencil and paper. Right. I should have brought my books to give you guys, but I started writing my book, man. I started from day one. And everybody's like, how do you write a book? The bottom line is, if you want to write a book, you start. Everybody has a story. You know what I mean? If you just start from day one when you're young and what happened at the beginning, there's probably a story there. I just wrote it, and thanks to my man Sporty Smith, he just did a phenomenal job. And Angel Miller wrote it, typed it out, and it came like true. But like, I never thought I was going to be doing a movie now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
I just said like, yeah, I'm going to do this. But we're looking to do a full feature movie here, and I'm just so excited, man. Like, I really want to help people of everyone. You know what I mean? It's just this is no joke.
Yeah,
like,
no doubt.
Jail is good and it's bad. You know what I mean? But it really is. If you're having some issues, you should go to jail. You know what I mean? Because I can't.
Because of that, had you not got locked up, you wouldn't have wrote the book, right?
Wrote the book. I wouldn't. I might have been dead. You know what I mean? Because I was drinking. Like, I didn't really realize I had a problem. Like, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was just abusing it. And being able to come out and just like, the worst thing about this whole thing is I couldn't even tell the girl I'm sorry yet. And it's just like, I feel so bad about this. And it was just, it was a weird time in my life. And I was going through something, and it's terrible. You know what I mean?
Right.
Again,
no doubt. Hopefully, she hears this and gets some solace out of that.
Listen, I big apology, and with all my heart, I'm so sorry.
No doubt. So
thank you for letting me say that.
Not a problem. I felt like because sometimes we all need that solace. We all need to at the very least apologize. And whether they accept it or not, it's just kind of like, I got that. I wanted you to hear that this was the situation. So
I don't want to be a sob story.
No,
guys,
that's
I'm
there
a
you
fun
go.
Guy.
Understood.
I love having a great life.
Right. No doubt.
That was a bad point in my life.
But that's important. That was important that you said that, and it's in the past. But it was important that you said it. And that somebody will be able to hear it and maybe get some solace out of it. So 100%. I don't want to. I don't want to spiral. I don't want to go too deep into that, because you got a lot of stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's hop forward, and this time goes really fast. So let's jump right into you out now, and you trying to rebuild, and you're doing some things, and now you're throwing celebrity boxing matches.
Yeah.
One in which I think I remember put you or landed you on, or the potential of it landed you on, a Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, I was on. I was going to tell you, because I was on Breakfast Club, but I was on what's his name, the Charlemagne show.
Oh, Charlemagne, yeah, okay,
crazy
no doubt.
Guy.
Yeah,
I've been on all those shows, but me and Rodney King actually were on there. But Yeah.
Wow.
The Breakfast Club.
Rodney
They tried to
King.
eat me alive, those guys.
Oh, yeah, I know that's right.
Tell them about Rodney King.
So, yeah, I just, Rodney it's crazy meeting because I started celebrity boxing and in 2009, I got a call and someone said, "Would you be interested in knowing Rodney King?" I was like, "What? Come on!" I was like, "This kid is surreal." So that's only the beginning of the story. The real surreal part of it is we talked, had a great conversation. He moves to my house in Broomall. We're talking not even 10 miles from here, the suburbs of Philadelphia. This dude's living in my dad's house. He loved my dad. My dad was like a father to him. But bottom line is, he was just an amazing guy. Like we had a great time, and he actually babysat my kids when I was busy. And just being able to live with that guy and we're talking like right nowadays. Like Rodney died in 2012, and I was like one of the witnesses or whatever testifying. It was just terrible because Rodney honestly had no hate or anything, and that guy got. When you say like people like act like they got abused, man. Listen, what had happened to him, honestly, like I don't even want to get into what those guys should have really got. You know what I mean? And I love the guy Rodney. Like he was like such a brother to me, and his kids are awesome, and like Lorene does a phenomenal job. She has the Rodney King Foundation, and we're gonna do a fight maybe in Hollywood for that. I got some stuff coming up, but yeah, Rodney's awesome. He was just great, and he came to Philadelphia, and I had him scheduled to fight Jose Canseco. It was going to be, we're going to do called L.A. Brawl, and we had it all signed. And he came to Philly. He was doing his book signing, and me and my dad went there, and a few other people. And he was like, just pointing my dad out. Man, he loved my dad because my dad was such an old school guy, and it was just so surreal. Like when people talk racism and stuff like, wait, this just blows my freaking mind. You know what I mean? Because like it's just weird, man. Like we just had a great time, life. And I love the guy. He was just amazing. He really was. He's going to be in my film, though, too. It's going to be a good story. I mean, in my book, a big part of it, man. The guy was a big part of my life. It was a weird time in my life, too. You know what I mean? Like in my dad's life. And Rodney King just, I mean, it's weird. He was saying Rodney King. Yeah, that guy, we were interacting. I mean, we spent a lot of time together. Great guy. Awesome.
Which is a great transition because if we're talking about kind of like the racism aspect and, people who kind of have run-ins with certain people, you actually was about to put together a fight with George Zimmerman and who was it? DMX, correct? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about. Let's jump in because we only almost got like 10 minutes left.
I like this. Awesome.
I know. So real quick, let's jump into that real quick.
Okay, so it just came about like so. I'm in Miami. I'm just chilling, and I got a call, and some guy was like, "What do you think about doing a celebrity fight with George Zimmerman?" Like I heard his name, but I wasn't. I'm not into watching CSNBC every night, but I knew the crazy story. Then I looked it up. I was like, Mom, all right, let's just try it. Whatever. I didn't really know. I thought I'd get some interest. And it became like the talk of the country.
Right.
And Al Sharpton got involved and a couple people, they had to get 1 million signees. And bottom line is they couldn't do it, but Zimmerman pulled out. And I'm sort of glad. I didn't really want to deal with him, but I was offered $1 million. You know what I mean? A guarantee of $1 million to do the fight. So in reality, you work your whole life, you get this opportunity. I didn't have anything to do with it, but, what happened to the kid, and I really feel terrible, and I'm so glad I did pull out of it, too, because that guy was a real scumbag. Yeah. So, and I'm not afraid to say it, but, when I was going to pull out of it, I was getting calls from George Zimmerman's guy, P. Diddy's camp, and, like, they were all telling me not to pull out. Like, it was like, if I didn't do it, someone else was probably going to do it. You know what I mean? So, but, that was one of the worst times of my life and controversial. And but as far as you go, like when you say racism, I don't want to get into all this stuff. But anybody's racism, I think they're just ignorant. You know what I mean? It's like they're not happy with their lives. You know what I mean? When you're happy, you love everyone.
There you go. So, and the interesting, we always talk about just love. If you focus on the love, then you don't have to worry about nothing. Nothing else matters. Right.
Well, it's just like haters. Like when you say like haters, like. I have all kinds of trolls on social media, but the bottom line is, it's like, who cares? Like, dude, all right, you're going to put me down, this and that, but the bottom line is, you can't be mad at them. There's guaranteed something wrong with that person. You know what I mean? There's like, they're either not happy or depressed, so I feel bad for them.
No doubt. So I want to give you your last 5 minutes, man, to be able to talk about the 16-minute man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what you're here for, right?
Real excited. It was going to be a documentary. Then I went to the can and I say, but I'm sorry to make it.
No.
It's just
You're
like
fine.
crazy. I feel comfortable with her.
There you go.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
like
no
because she
doubt.
knows Fletcher, but I just when I got out of the can, I got right back to stuff right away. It was thanks to a lot of special people. Dr. Brian Raditz helped me, let me stay in his mansion actually when I got out. Then I got things together step by step, and what am I saying? Just basically. Jackie Barrock, who's the producer, Scott Wiener. I went to them. I was like, I don't think I want to do this documentary. I said, I really want to do a biopic movie. I wrote my book. It's not going to be based totally on the book, but I was like, listen, I got a story. I'm a former undefeated fighter. My story is like not too many other people.
Right.
They loved it. I hooked up with this screenwriter, David Greenberg. Is phenomenal. My entertainment attorney, Alexander Murphy, put a team together. Linda Finelli, Mary Alice Enright. And I just got a great team, man.
Wow,
like a
fantastic.
solid team, and things are happening. And I just got some great things going on. I'm really want to tell a story in this movie,
Right.
not just like rich, famous, all that stuff. Whatever, man. I'm already on my way to stuff. Like I'm not. I know that I want to tell a story about how you can make a comeback, and you can actually do anything you want to do in life. It doesn't matter how far and knocked down you are. I came out of jail with nothing. Like I lost. I had Marvin Hagler Jr. going to fight Sugar Ray Leonard Jr. It was like this big, crazy thing. I did the press conference. Everything was set. Another $1 million deal. I was gonna that's just life altering things. Ended, and I just came out with nothing. And I'm a fighter, man. I'll never quit. And how could I not fight? I got kids and. You live one life, and I really appreciate being on your show, man.
We appreciate
it's just
you.
crazy, how we met too. You never know. He'll probably be fighting by the summertime. But who knows? No, the girls will be ring girls. No.
No doubt. No, we really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for coming here. And man, do you have any? Where can all the
I
people?
wanted to ask
Go ahead.
him,
No,
like,
sure.
where do you see the film going?
Well, I think it's going to be a feature film. I really do, because I'm in talks with some major people in Los Angeles and
Like
I gotta-
Netflix and like that type
I
of
think
distribution?
I can see it in the theater, man. I
okay.
really do.
Awesome.
I have some big actors that are interested, and I think it's going to be good. I got it's a $5 to $10 million project. That's our goal right now. We're raising the $50,000 for our production stuff right now, just to get things started, and I'm really excited to do this because I am the Jewish Rocky. But I am the real deal.
No doubt.
'Cause I'll knock Sylvester Stallone out. No, I can't say that, but I know him well too.
Yeah, that's
him and
funny.
Frank.
Yes,
But other than that, just you go to 16minutemanmovie.com. I'm all over social media. Celebrity Instagram, Celebrity Boxing One, and I just hope I can tell a story to help people and just have a great legacy for my kids. And I have a book. It's on Amazon, The 16-Minute Man. Thank you.
There you go. No,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you for being here. Thanks for coming up. How can they get in contact with you? Said 16minuteman.com,
Yeah, just
social media.
16minutemanmovie.com. The social media, I have people that help me out and just handle stuff now. It's a little overwhelming right now, but it's just cool, man. I appreciate this interview, and I appreciate being here and meeting these beautiful women and stuff
Absolutely.
like that. So.
You know what? I think I would be remiss if I didn't say this. I usually ask my special question, but I think it would be good for you for someone who maybe have spiraled in their life and need just to hear, some words from someone who actually went through what they're about to go through or went through exactly what they went through. What would you tell that person that's listening right now?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I wish younger generation would understand, man. You can't drink, you can't abuse things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're doing drugs, come on, stop. The drugs, you can't. There's nothing you can do in life.
Right.
Drinking, there's no winning there. You know what I mean? I'll tell you the truth. I'm having more fun just working out, hanging out. I go to clubs all the time. I don't drink, so it's just a great time. And it's just just telling people just to move forward in life. If you have a brick wall, you break through that brick wall. It's just it can be done, and the dream It's funny you're telling me this now. I had all these passages thought about. I wanted to say to you. I'm so upset. But
It's all good.
nah, it's just, everybody has a dream and a goal. Just make it happen. You can do it. Anybody can do it. I swear, again, sitting in jail, I went to these classes that helps you with goals. I wrote every goal down, all these passages, and it really meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? And you know what I watched, thanks to this girl, Michelle DiBernardo, who's a brilliant film, Law of Attraction. You guys ever see that?
Yeah,
You guys got it. It's an amazing video. It's you got Steve Harvey on there,
A lot of people
Denzel
on there.
Washington, Jim Carrey. And a cool story Jim Carrey says is when he put a check up on the wall for $10 million, and he said a certain amount of time I'm going to get it, and he got it. You know what I mean?
I think it was
Remember?
The Secret.
Yeah.
I think the name was The Secret, right? Was it The Secret?
Maybe it was. Yeah, it was
no
really
doubt.
interesting.
Yeah, the laws of attraction, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you so much, man.
Oh man, this was an amazing show. I
Had
like
fun.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like when we can start to, or at least talk about uplifting the community, uplifting our people, uplifting the folks, the good old folks. Man, shout out to you. Give you a round of applause, man. And it's one of those things. Can we get some? You gonna give me? Unfortunately, I gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. But you know how it goes when I gotta go, man. So check this out.
His music.
Gotta have my music. Here we go. We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast is on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Spotify, and binge listen to our shows. Like and follow us on the We Talk Weekly Facebook page, and download the little TuneIn app. Look for WPPM LP 106.5 FM, and tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gregory, at Lauren_Sizzle, at Sparkle Prices One. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel. And if you're in Philly, catch us on Monday night 9:30, Comcast 66, Verizon 5, 29:30. We Talk Weekly is now available on Higher Than 7 TV. Go to higherthan7.com and subscribe, and look for who?
We Talk Weekly.
You already know, so shout this out. Shout out to Afro Philly MBG Network. We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us in Atlanta, Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, Newark, New Jersey, New York City, and all across the nation. Who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
Check this out. We here, man. We here, but we gotta go, so we out of here like last year. And if you ain't here, you a square, like I always say. So make sure you stay here. Your boy Charles Gray with the beautiful
Lauren
and the beautiful
Classy Lady
Lady I started in the building, and unfortunately we gotta go. So holla.
Peace.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned into one of the hottest talk shows in the nation, We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m., and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.